I always like see people like walking past, like staring at us, thinking, "What the fuck are we doing?" And then I realized we've got all this shit in front of us.
Yeah, it's
Like
pretty specialist.
I'm always like, "What are they looking at?" And then I'm like, "Oh wait."
What's your problem? Can you hear this right now? All right, okay. Okay, and all right. Love that.
Just a little Matthew McConaughey
He's good.
for your evening.
He's a good actor. I appreciate him a lot.
Yeah.
Well, Mel.
Welcome, guys.
Let me turn this up a
Back
little bit.
to the fam, the fashion and half a moustache.
We're back, and we're back with, what is this episode? Can you get that a little bit closer?
Like this?
Well, no, don't put your lips right on it, but just move the arm out a little bit further.
Well, I tried to do that before.
That's it.
Better?
You moved that like half a centimeter.
I can't move it anymore. I tried
There you go.
before.
Down and up. Down and up. Bend and snap. Come on.
There. Better?
Okay.
That's
so
pretty
I've,
close to my face.
I've got this much distance, and you're working with like double that.
Dude, it's pretty fucking close.
Well, I don't know. Sit up straight then.
I
You're
tried.
lounging about thinking you're
I
on
really
vacation.
am like super comfortable right now.
Well, I'll move the table close to you.
Okay, move it closer.
Let's hear.
There.
There.
Better?
Hang on, it's making a lot of noise.
There.
That's all right. You happy with that?
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
All right, let's do it.
Good.
We did it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like.
What was that?
I thought you were gonna make
You're
a
like,
like a whip. Like, come on, get started. Let's
yes.
go.
All right, we're cracking that whip.
Cracking that whip, and here we are, hip to hip, on separate chairs,
Yes.
on a podcast in Melbourne.
And it's a cold day. Lockie obviously isn't feeling the cold. I am in my Ugg boots and everything.
No, it's I've just come back from South Australia, so I've been on hiatus,
Yeah.
but I'm back now. And thanks, Mel, for doing the podcast without me,
Yeah, no worries.
releasing those episodes that we pre-recorded. Very good planning is the key to success.
Yes.
And here we are, filming one day late. I'll be editing this
Yeah.
tonight and posting it. So if you listen to this tonight, well done.
Our plating is so great right now.
You're getting it hot off the press. Doesn't
Once
get
again,
any fresher
it will
than
be
this.
a lot better when we get to season 2.
Yes, we have much planning and
Much
sitting and
planning
talking to
and
do.
preparing to do.
But I'm angry. I'm cross. I'm mad.
Tell me.
I'm fussied up because
Unload.
I've had the trip from hell.
Fill
Going
me in.
camping with a couple of dudes, trying to recapture their youth, I suppose.
Oh boy.
And I got a new haircut for it.
I see that.
I got a new shirt for it.
I see that too.
New slacks, same shoes.
I'm loving it. I am loving this whole thing you've got going on right now, Lockie.
Well, I'm enjoying it.
You know, not many people can pull off the old mullet.
Yes, I needed to get
And
that.
I feel like you do it really well.
It's just I needed a cooler haircut.
Are we gonna
deal with
do
that.
like a little braid at the back? Like how are you gonna style it up? Or
Yes, I'm thinking 2 rat tails.
no way.
in a
One on either
braid.
side.
It's like, like I want it to look like a rope that you could harbor a boat with. Very thin hair, people. Thin hair.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm cross and I'm mad.
Fill me in. All right, let's go.
Who
Tell me.
are these people that make up, we all vote. Should we all be able to vote here in Australia? I think that should be given to all, but then taken
Yeah.
away if you're inappropriate with it.
If necessary.
Because you got to be appropriate with you in life. I don't care who you vote for, but you got to be appropriate around people.
Yes.
Seriously.
Well, there are just those taboo topics that not many people like to, talk about.
Well, correct.
Which
And,
are
in
politics,
my politics, religion, anti-vax,
anti-vax.
Donald trumpet.
Yeah, and somebody's mum.
Exactly. And look, and normally I can deal with that, Mel.
Yeah.
Like when I work and I deal with the great unwashed of Australia who have technical problems.
Yeah.
Heavens, when I get home, I'm having problems with my printer. I get it. It's hard out there, yo.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, you get so much more money if you just change your political beliefs on the turn of a dime.
Yep.
Because you go, oh, yeah, no, that is fantastic. He's making great decisions right now. This won't cause any problems at all. You know, if you just lean with them a little bit, all of a sudden, they're not pushing to get the job done. They're just saying, let's have a chat and a cup of tea.
Look, I know nothing about politics. I'll be straight up honest. I know absolutely nothing.
You're not missing out on much.
Not
a lot of noise.
thing. So if somebody ever brings it up, I usually just smile and nod. I'm like, yeah, I agree. And that's generally the end of the conversation because I just agree with what they're saying. And then you avoid that taboo topic altogether. You just don't even go there.
I think it serves you well because when someone who's really passionate about politics hears, I'm just not into politics at all. Yeah. The only responses they're going to have is, how could you not? You sound like a crazy person trying to explain politics to someone who isn't with it.
Yes.
Because you're like, haven't you heard about what he's done or what this person has done or this event? Yeah. And you're like, oh no, I kind of kept my head out of it. And you're like, you can't describe that because you would have to probably describe the last 3 administrations. Yes. And go, all right, at the beginning of World War II, and it would have to go from there. Yeah. To understand, your point. I mean, sure, I'm sure there's people that could explain it more eloquently and quicker than that.
Yeah, look.
But you just get to miss all of this noise.
Honestly, I don't watch the news. I know I probably should. I should probably keep informed and know who's who and what's going on right now. But I don't, and I don't care.
Not one of your passions, I guess we would say.
Definitely not.
That's a good way to be.
I don't have time.
But just know it can be used as a tool because all of a sudden it's like when you meet someone who barracks for a football team. Yeah. And they're more excited about talking about it than the conversation ever could be. Yeah. Someone goes, who do you barrack for? And I look around their house at any point and be like, oh, that's some team colours right there. I'll be like, Collingwood's really... there. Oh, I think we're due. I think this year we're due. And he's like, yes, finally, someone who gets it. Yeah. The amount of goodwill you can get from just, I don't really care. Sure, I go for them, whatever. Yeah. It's just that you got to remember that for next time.
Even then, I'd probably just side with whoever they're going for.
Yeah, but you got to be enthusiastic
I'd be like,
about it.
Yeah, totally.
You got to have enough nothing words to... Did you see that horrendous display on the weekend? Oh, yeah. You don't even have to mention which one it is. Normally they'll take that and run. Yeah. Because they're like, oh, I know. Do you mean this one or that one? The second one? Oh, I know. You don't even have to, the amount of inspecificity you could have.
Just pretend like you're super passionate about what the hell they're talking about and you'll generally be okay.
Or get angry about getting angry about something like, oh, I'm so cross about it. I took the rest of the day off. Really? Well, I can see you're really passionate about this. It's simple because a lot of people don't want to know that you really know what's going on. No,
exactly. That's true.
It's a lot of hot air. Global warming.
So what are you hot about right now?
I've come back from this trip.
What's happened?
I've come back from this trip and it was just terrible. There are some people you meet in your life that you just don't get along with. Yeah. And sometimes you have to be stuck in a car with that person for hours. Yeah. And this man, Alan, got along with pretty much everyone else.
Oh, we're naming names?
I'm using a name instead of their name.
Okay. So we're calling him Alan in this instance.
Yes, Alan. Right. An absolutely fetid moppet. That's a TV reference for those who are in the know. I don't know. You just, I haven't even recovered from trying to process in my brain how and why I dislike this person so much. Bless their cotton socks. I wish them well. I hope that all the gardening they do turns green and all the people they meet become wealthy and healthy. Yeah. But heavens, just not me. Just have anyone else in the world deal with this person, please.
One of those people.
It's one of those situations where their opinion of you is so low. Like when I was in the Philippines for a time, I was over there with, and I worked with this guy, and he was a nice guy. He liked computer stuff. He liked the same TV stuff.
You
we
had
worked
things
at
in common.
had things in common. We could talk about it. It was always a pleasant interchange, but it'd always be oh, I'll catch you later. Oh, and that conversation could go on longer. Always leave them wanting more.
Right.
Sat in a plane with them, stuck over there for 2 months with them. All of a sudden you realise, oh, this was a very surface level friendship or acquaintanceship.
Right.
I'll just give 3 quick examples
Yeah.
of just things that happened on one particular day. That was a terribly, terribly bad day. We got up, got the breakfast, and I'm talking about, the Philippines, look at all this, Catholic kind of influence that, the history here has kind of made these buildings. How interesting is that? And he's like, Lachie, I just think you should be a bit careful, mate, when you're discussing religion in a country that's not your own. You might offend the wrong people, and we're just trying to not rock the boat, okay, mate?
Oh, wow.
In that youth pastor,
yes,
tradie man kind of,
tone.
You're a kid, I'm an adult,
Yes.
kind of BS. Sorry for swearing.
Yeah.
That happened. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, yeah, sure. Okay, maybe he's right on that. At the time, it was pretty politically, there was a vote coming up, and they take it very seriously. Like, all alcohol to local people, not sold. So you can't be on a bender when voting.
Right.
Which is a pretty interesting kind, as far as politics goes, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
No bottle shops open while, anyway. I thought that was interesting.
Yes.
So they're taking it serious. Political tensions are quite high. And I think I said something about, well, the vote, this is really important, an important time for these people. It's really interesting. What a time to be here. And then again, in he comes. Well, Lachie, I just think that with everything that's going on, we just really shouldn't talk about that topic at all in public. We just want to be, kind of respectful that everyone has a different political view, and we're outsiders here, and we don't really want to be dipping our fly in the ointment. And I'm like, and it's those topics that you can't really go, you can't flip the table and say,
No,
you know what,
you
dude, how about you just let me say my throwaway comment
Yeah.
that wasn't even supporting one particular, didn't even know the name of the parties,
Right.
wasn't even aware of them. I was saying how it's an interesting situation.
Right.
Saying nothing, basically. Sure, you could say that if you don't have something important to say, just be quiet. That's not me.
Yeah.
I have a podcast with a pal of mine. I've got nothings that I want to say.
Yes.
And I'll be saying them now. Thank you very much.
Exactly. This is a safe space.
And I was quite ticked off after that. And this is all
Yeah.
in one day. And then the third thing that happened was we were walking past we were getting dinner someplace. And over there, you can pretty much walk everywhere, and you get everything you could ever possibly want.
Yeah.
For variety and everything. We're in the city centre, it's like being in Melbourne. Just walk a block.
Yeah.
Whole new things going on. And we were walking past a Mercedes dealership, and I said, Mercedes, that's kind of like an unusual name, How did they ever come up with that? And he's like, careful, mate. My mum's name is Mercedes. And I'm like, of effing course it is. Of course it is. Let me say anything else and it be wrong. And
the
it's
three
just
hottest topics. Yeah.
I know, it just kind of felt
Especially
like
the mum.
Yeah, and it was the assumption that whatever I was saying was just going to be the worst thing possible.
Yeah.
Whereas, as any of our listeners know, I don't have that much negative stuff I don't have that much poison to be spewing out.
Yeah.
But I do like to say my little throwaway piece.
You could
and
have
walk
been
away.
like, oh my goodness, those roses are stunning. And he would have been like, listen, mate.
It felt like that. Don't mention a rose without its thorns, mate, because you're kind of ignoring half of the flower.
Yeah. What about the daisies, mate?
Yeah, you've forgotten a lot of our agricultural society. And I know a couple of florists that would have a thing or two to say about that.
Yes, exactly.
Just so you know, mate. Just let's have some fun, but let's be polite about it. I'd rather... Seriously. So that's what I've been dealing with the last 2 weeks. More stories of that will come out as I refine them from vitriolic rage to something a little bit more palatable for our polite society audience.
Yes.
But that's where I'm at, Mel.
Yeah,
I was
look,
thinking,
I don't blame you.
let's just wrap off a few other people who have been burden us off for,
Yeah.
for whatever have it. I mean, you've got a tremendous story that you were hinting at earlier.
Well, yes. I mean, this was just people being absolute garbage, really.
How dare they?
Yeah. So basically, a friend of mine, we used to live together, and we came home one afternoon and there was a couple, a man and a woman, and they were walking near our car park, but not quite near our car park, but they were leaving the direction of our car park, and we were like, my friend piped up and she was like, well, that looks like my monitor. And we were like, okay, oh, weird, wonder where the hell they're going with that,
What a coincidence.
Yeah. And then we kind of got closer to our car park and realized that the roller door was up. And we were like, what the hell? That was from our storage cabinet. So I said, because they were right there. So I said, keep driving and just pretend like that's not our car space.
You came in with a plan.
Yeah.
Got a little plan on
So
the
we drove
heels.
past the car space so that they wouldn't know it was us. Thank God we didn't have anything too valuable in there. But yeah, she kind of was just like, well, why don't we follow them? And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, let's see where they're going. So we turned the car around, we drove back. And by the time we got out of the basement, they were right outside the basement car park, shoving all this stuff. It wasn't just ours. They obviously had gone through quite a few storage cabinets, and they were shoving it into a taxi. And we were like, what
like
the
a normal
hell?
yellow cab?
A normal yellow cab taxi. And I was just thinking, this cab driver must just be like, what is going on? Because it was chock-a-block, like full of stuff. There was like no space. Like he would have barely been able to see out the back window.
Did cab drivers even let you do that?
He did. That's
Right.
why I was like, I don't know if this guy was like in on it or what.
That's
but
pretty sus.
It was so sus. And so we decided to follow them around the area, see where they would go, see if we could get an address. But they just kept driving. So we called the police, obviously, and told them that, we saw this happening and gave them the registration and everything. And, they were like, oh, that's great, girls, just stay on the phone. Somebody will be there soon.
Get some encouragement from the cops. Nice.
Yep. So we were staying on the phone with them, like telling them the streets.
Was this 000 or was this like a...
000, yeah.
000, okay.
000, yep. And then talking away to the man on the phone, and he was like, oh, girls, like, you're doing a really good job. Like, you should become part of the force. And I'm like, oh, maybe I missed my calling, or, maybe I should have been a cop. It was actually kind of fun, like tailing this car. And then it was a bit of excitement for our night. But yeah, so we just kept tailing this car, and it pulled over at one point. So we pulled over. We were about, 100 meters away. We wanted to keep that distance. But
You're playing
then
it safe. You don't know if they're maniacs.
Well, we didn't know what the hell they were going to do. So then, the car took off again. We took, like, nobody got out the car. It just stopped. It was like really weird. And then the car took off. We started following the car again. I think they knew we were behind them. So I think they were trying to lose us. But we stayed on them.
Good on you.
About half an hour went past, and eventually, my friend was just like, I don't think they're coming. So we kind of just gave up. We were like, well, we gave them the registration, so hopefully they can hunt them down. But yeah, and we never heard anything ever again, not from the cops, no one. So it was really bizarre.
Yeah, that's
really
that's wild.
Yeah. Luckily, like I said, we didn't have anything too valuable in there, but
I wonder how many cases just get flown out the window because it's like, well, we haven't heard back.
So many. A lot of in my area, there's been a lot of, breaking it and entering. I've had my mailbox broken into multiple times.
Yeah.
Nothing ever came of that either. I think I actually saw the man do it. It was literally, he was trying to get in and I kind of walked past him and gave him a look and then he walked straight out.
Oh, he looked straight out.
He walked straight out.
Oh, he walked straight out.
Yeah. Yeah, I was right behind him. So that was shady.
But whoever has like anything that important in like letter mail, like a small thing from Amazon.
No, I had a check arrive because
Who's sending you checks? Don't tell me who, because I'll have to edit that out.
Well, I had to get all the my car and everything changed over for it was like.
Oh, you mean like insurance? Yeah, I've gotten a check from insurance.
No, I think it was like Vic Roads and stuff, like all that stuff.
But they can't cash it.
What do you mean? I had to go to the bank.
Yeah, but like the check's made out to you.
Yes. But still, that's something valuable that you wouldn't want them to steal because then you'd have to go through all the rigmarole of doing it all over again.
Well, I can't speak from experience, but if someone takes a check that's made out to you.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't. It's just the annoyance of having to
Yeah, so like what? You're fishing for mail and the most you can get is, five people more annoyed today than they were.
I mean, I don't really know what they're looking for when they go hunting for mail. Maybe credit cards, but again, you'd have to set it up and authorize it. And
well, at least the porch porch pirates.
No.
They steal things from people's porches, like in America.
Like the mail. Yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah, and there's this guy who makes like booby trapped packages.
Oh.
It's visceral. I love it.
Yeah,
why are you taking something from someone else's front door?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know. But even here, it's so easy to do. Honestly, I feel like the mail people should take more responsibility and just not leave it there if no one's home. They have to take it back to the post office.
Well, I'd just get it delivered to... We're not here to talk about mail. We're just had a...
That was just a little side rant.
Yes, but, if anyone has any mail... I was going to say get it delivered to one of those remote parcel locker things, but then I remember I saw someone open all of them at the same time. So I don't even think they're safe.
Oh my God. Nothing's safe anymore.
It's really not.
No.
It's not.
But anyway, going back to your story of this.
I'm angry. Rawr.
Yes, the man.
Well,
tell me more.
Well, I mean, there was... Well, I don't know. I feel like, and I just want to temper this with, I'm not perfect. I've
Nobody is.
Done my fair share of silly moves.
Yeah.
And things that aren't so... What's the word I'm looking for? What's that word that everyone's using? Demure.
Oh.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
It was good. Yeah, good.
Yes.
I was thinking back to, I think it was grade 7, and there was this one guy, this one kid. I don't know what it is, and you can stop me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. But kids who bring their parents on school camps, okay. They're either completely normal and that's fine,
yeah,
or it's an absolute horror show. Right. There is no in between.
Yes.
Sometimes you just come across. I don't even know how to frame this properly. Because anyway, it was this guy. He had a fully shaven head, and that was kind of not back in the 20s.
Shaved head, shaven head.
Yeah, completely shaved. It was shaved, all but the nair. No nair for this man. But he had a shaved head, and that was not the norm for like the early 2000s.
Yes.
That was quite strange. You're copping a lot of looks with a shaved head with a small year level.
Yes.
But this guy, he also had an unfortunate name because it was to the jingle of a popular advert.
Oh boy.
At the particular time.
Oh no, what was it?
Well, I'm trying to think of one that doesn't give the name away but has a similar jingle. But I can't. That's impossible. It's simply too good.
What is it?
It's something like, like call, carpet call. Imagine if his last name was Cole. It would be that level
Like
of...
Cole.
No, like his last name would be Cole. Or Cole. Sure, we'll go with Cole.
Yeah.
It's that level of...
Yeah.
It's that catchy. It just...
Right.
Every time someone says his name, everyone else just repeated the same thing.
Right.
Because it was like classics. Like if his name was 13, everyone would respond with 1332.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bluemobile.
Yeah.
Just
I know.
plugging all the businesses right now. But okay, so he had the shaved head. He also boasted, and he's like, where do you guys sleep? Weird way to start a conversation. And I know it was year 7. Everyone was kind of like, playing their hand close to their chest. Not this guy.
Okay.
He was ready to lay it all on the table. He's like, well, I sleep on a couch. Everyone's like, are you boasting? It was a really weird kind of angle to hit everything at.
Yeah.
Because you're just kind of like, what was the point of that? It's like, no, it's really cool because, the TV's right there. And a few kids were like, I have a TV in my room, in a bed.
Yeah.
It's just, everything he was saying, it wasn't hitting quite right.
Right.
He didn't have the goodwill of the people.
Right.
I'd downright say it was bullying because the kid couldn't dig his way up. You can't dig up when you don't have the goodwill of the crowd. And I think I avoided a lot of that. I always joined in the call, carpet call thing because that was choice. And I had dealt with many surname rhythm and rhyme before.
Yes.
It was nice to have a little bit of the heat off.
Right.
So, what's it called? Punching down? Yeah.
Oh,
this poor
Lachys.
kid. I regret so much of it, even though I'm laughing because kids just do dumb things, dude.
Yes. And they can be cruel.
But one time, and I didn't have a problem with the guy. I'm like, the name thing, that's convenient. That's a convenient truth.
Yes.
It is a very catchy tune.
Yes.
And it wasn't really, it was just a brand. Like Call Carpet Call. Like, that's not like a bad brand. It's a brand.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm doing a lot of coping here. But anyway, so we were on school camp, getting back to the point of this.
Yeah.
And him and his mum, fine people, normal people, didn't have a problem. Mum was helpful. We're all having fun. But he brought up this one thing, and I'm like, hold it right there. This is where I draw the line.
Okay. I've
entertained the name. I haven't said anything specifically derogatory to yourself, sir.
Yes.
But what you're doing right now is wrong.
Okay.
You know the show Very Little Britain?
Yes.
Where it's like, I want that one.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, Andy, you said you don't like... Like, that's how it goes. It goes, simple request, I want that one. Very complicated explanation of him previously saying why, in fact, he doesn't want one. Like, I want a strawberry ice cream. I want that one. And he'd say, Andy, you said that you thought that strawberry was the cacophony of, just a very overcomplicated response for a guy who's very simple-minded.
Yes.
But for some reason, between the two of them, they were saying, I want that one. And his mum's like, you're not having it. And he said, I want that one. And she's like, I'm not having it. And I'm like, stop it. This doesn't make any sense. This was in no episode of that show ever.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it was. I'm like, no, it wasn't. I can tell you. It absolutely was not. It might have been. For some reason, I chose to die on that hill.
Yeah.
I had no idea why. And I haven't watched all of the Very Little Britain.
Yeah.
I may have been wrong. And for that carpet call, I'm very, very sorry. But for some reason, I couldn't have that. Because that's not how the joke worked.
Yes.
And it teed me off.
Right.
So it's good to know I've been on both sides of the coin.
Yes.
People can annoy me. Even though he was annoying me in that instant, I was not being very nice about it. So I think it's important to check yourself sometimes before you wreck yourself.
Absolutely. Yes. But this was not the guy that I was talking about.
Which guy was it, Mel? Was it the guy in the Philippines or the one from the South Australian trip?
Yes, him.
Okay.
Yes, him.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like when I was saying, when someone doesn't have the goodwill of society.
Yes, he was another one.
This man didn't have goodwill of me.
Right.
It starts with the simple things. Mouth noises. Mel, since starting this podcast, I have been resoundly aware of the mouth noises I'm
Yes.
doing, and I hate them.
Yes.
I would edit them out, but I want to remember that I shouldn't be doing them. Anything that goes
Right.
like this, and I'm sorry, audience, hate that.
Yeah.
I've tried to cut down as much as humanly possible, because when I'm editing this, that's all I hear.
Yes.
There are no words. It's just mouth noises.
Right.
And while we do get words with that and we get to communicate with that, the mouth
Yes.
noises are 2 thumbs down.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cannot handle them.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's that, and it's probably me saying yeah a lot of the time as
I'm
well.
also trying to cut down on the yeahs and the ums and the so then
Yeah,
and actually and no, what happened next was it's like, how many stories are we starting here?
Yeah, exactly.
It was just the amount of mouth noises, and I didn't like that I could close my eyes and I could picture his tongue moving in its mouth.
Ugh, gross.
It's
Yeah.
yes, that's the image I
There
had
is
to live
nothing worse than like hearing someone like chew.
We had gum in the car.
Oh god.
For some reason, we gave him a stick of gum.
Oh.
His mouth was more open than it was closed.
Chewing and swallowing, the worst thing ever. My sister does this thing when she drinks like a hot chocolate or a cup of tea or whatever.
Does she
Whatever
have a hot
it is.
chocolate problem?
Yeah, well, not a problem, but her drink of choice is probably, yeah.
She loves
anything
the cocoa.
hot. It'll be like a hot Milo or a hot chocolate, right?
Yeah.
Or a mocha, whatever those sachet things are. But yeah, so she'll do this thing where she
Oh, the classic, the sound of refreshment.
yeah. But it's like after every like swallow.
Oh, that often.
And
Wow.
I just watch her and I'm like, how many times are you gonna do that?
There are so many skits on
It's
that.
like little things like that drive me insane. But like
It's difficult.
even I dated a guy once and he chewed like a fish.
How? I didn't even know if fish
I
had
just remember
tongues.
watching him going, what is with his lips? Like his lips would be like a fish. I'm not even joking. Like,
He just
yes.
couldn't keep him on his teeth. It had like a...
I couldn't look at him, Lachlan. Like, I could not look at him while he was eating because I was like, what on earth is that?
That's pretty significant.
It was like a nibble, like nibbling on his food. I'm like, just eat the damn thing. Just eat it.
That's crazy. Now, I will admit, I do very annoying noises when I know no one is around.
Okay, well, that's okay.
Like, there is nothing I love more
Yeah.
than having half a glass of milk. And you know, like when you slurp something?
Oh, you do the slurping.
I would slurp the entire glass but it's not because of the noise. I don't do it because the noise is a side product.
Right.
It's because it kind of like aerates the milk.
Oh.
It is like I'm getting a milkshake in my mouth, but it's just a glass of milk.
Right.
It happens to sound utterly disgusting.
Yeah.
But if no one is around,
You will
I
do
will do
it.
that.
Okay.
I will do that.
To normal milk, or are we talking chocolate and
A full cream.
full cream? Yeah.
No extra dollop.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I just want milk that tastes like real milk.
Okay, so
But I've spoken with other people who they have like I don't even know how this is possible, but they said that they use their teeth. And you can only do this with a plastic straw. They would use their teeth to clamp down on the straw,
yeah,
and they would suck in something like high bubbles, like mineral water,
yeah.
soda water, and the bubbles would like pop through the tightly enclosed straw.
Right.
So there's something out there. I think people are having their foibles with how they enjoy food.
Yeah.
I mean, that's clearly
Or
liquid. But
drinks. Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
So it's out there. There's a few out there. Do you have any?
I mean, possibly when I have soup. I may do the slurping if I have soup.
Well, you didn't do it in polite company when we were at that hotel the other thing.
Well, it really just depends. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you're
probably-
with people, you moderate that.
Yes.
But at
It's
home, you're like,
probably
well, it's too hot.
yeah, and you blow on it, and yeah.
Well, I think that's
You've got to.
you blow out candles.
But
Everyone
that
eats the
too
cake
can
after.
be quite annoying, you know.
The little whistle with it. Little.
Yeah. But anyway, so yes, I understand. Continue. So this man obviously had some irritable traits.
Yes, good old Alan. Yes. I just think of, now I'm not saying that all old people slap their chops all the time. I understand that some people have, I think if you take a lot of antipsychotics over a long period of time, you get like a localized Alzheimer's of mouth and tongue control.
Right.
I can't remember the specific word for that, but I Googled it to try and understand why are these people slapping their chops a lot. But you just remember the ones that do slap their chops. You don't remember the old people or elderly people who are just polite. They're just people. They're just living their lives.
Yes.
You know, so I did try and understand
Yes.
why they do it. And it's true. I'm just remembering the ones that do it. But anyway, he is well on his way to being one of the ones that you're like, what on earth is going on with that tongue in there? Was he born with two?
Yes.
And the fact that someone who does that, I lower my respect for them. Someone who's like chewing cud like a cow and there's nothing in their mouth. At least cows, they regurgitate into their mouth.
Yep.
And they digest the food further.
Yes.
He's just having a ball in there. He's just whipping that tongue around, feeling how many teeth, counting his teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How far can he go back? Oh, that was too far. Let's do it again. You know, like what? How many things can you put? Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. And it's the fact that those people, when they tell you something from a point or a vocal point of authority, someone who throws this voice on and starts having a tight word with you.
Yes.
I do not care what they have to say. And it makes me actually quite cross. I almost came to spit in the dummy.
Right.
And saying, okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing that really ticked me off.
Okay.
And hey, this might be a bad take. I might be in the wrong, but it's too late to change it. And I'm open to being incorrect.
Right.
I'm just saying that. I don't want people to think
That's
that
fine.
maybe I read it wrong.
Okay.
Anyway, so camping, went to a thing. There was a place where you could get drinks, and someone bought a round. And I thought, well, I'm not really looking at having a big night because, you know, when you're out in the wilderness, it's hard to get a good sleep at the best of times.
Yes.
So I thought, I'll buy the second round and then I'll make myself scarce, enjoy the sunset and buzz off. I'm sitting at the back of a thing. It's like a kind of like a shearing shed, like things packed in like sardines.
Yeah.
I'm sitting back against the wall in the hardest to get out of spot. I've got 3 people to squeeze by on the right and at least 2 or 3 people on the left as well. Or I could take this massive detour and come all the way around. Like we're talking like 35, probably like 60 steps.
Yeah.
Out of the way.
Yes.
You know? And no one else was in this particular position. They would have to squeeze by one person, that'd be it. Mm-hmm. A gentleman, another guy who was with us, said, all right, well, I'll buy the second round. And I'm like, no, I'd love to put in, you know, here's a 50. I'd love to, you know, contribute to this. That'd be fantastic. You guys can get whatever you want. No worries.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, what do you guys want? All right, no, I'll be right back. He's gone now, so he's left.
Right.
And this guy, Alan, he says, hey, Lachie, I just want to tell you, mate, that as a man, you don't do that. That's not right. I'm like,
oh my God.
what are you getting at there, Alan? He's like, you don't throw money at someone and then ask them to get a round of drinks for everyone. It's demeaning. And I'm like,
wow.
And look, at this point, I'm happy to put water under the bridge and just go, cool, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I read that wrong. You know, I said, oh, okay, now I know. And then he said, no, really? So he's pushing it now.
Right.
I gave him the out. I said, I literally said, okay, now I know. My bad.
Yeah.
And then he went on to say, I did that thing. I hate that thing. and he pushed it and he said, just speaking as a man, you can't do that. That's against my complete code of ethics. I can't stand for that. You can accept it, and I'm like, I think I've already accepted it, but I feel like you haven't finished talking yet. So
he hasn't
please keep
accepted
going.
it by the sound of it. Yeah.
And it's a great follow-up story to this one. And he, just wanted to say a few more things. So he's like, you can accept it or you don't want to accept it, but that's just not right. Now, I'm just saying from my perspective, the real man thing to do would be if something happens, you call it out immediately.
Yes.
Like if I was to put $50 down and you said, oh, Lachie, don't make so-and-so get it for you. Why don't you get us all a round of drinks? I'd be like, okay, can you all move in? I've got to scoot by you here. Then you go back and forth and it's done.
Yes.
But what he did was wait for him to leave, and he was watching him leaving, gone. Then he brought it up.
Right.
Now, I don't really think that that's how you should do things.
No.
Because the more you hold things back, it just seems, I don't know. If I saw someone do something that I thought was inappropriate, I'd be like, dude, what are you doing? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Nah, chill out. Just do that. You bring it up instantly. It's like a quick Band-Aid.
Yeah.
But if you wait. Now I've got you. I don't like that.
That's
I don't like
so
that.
shady.
And look, I might have been wrong. It was quite busy. It was very busy. And I don't know. I just felt like and the thing is, he was saying, you've thrown money at this man. I didn't.
No.
I interrupted someone buying around with, let me put into this, and I intended to buzz off. But, maybe I was wrong. I'm open to that. But anyway, that's just...
I don't think so. I think from the sound of it, you were okay.
But again, I've been describing it. So I know I've got a little spin on it because it's from my memory. Maybe from his perspective, he thought, well, I can get up out of my chair and easily reach the bar. Why don't you do that? Without thinking that maybe it's literally like I've got more people in between. Like I have no idea what he was incorporating into his... That's just not right. Because he was like saying it was like a massive faux pas.
Yeah.
And, I didn't throw money. I slid money across the table. No one throws money. Who's throwing money?
No one.
I wasn't. Anyway, so to temper it, and I think with the contextual knowledge of everything of this man, because we went on, trip happened. I tried to get some stellar recordings of this guy, any chance I got. And I got one really good one.
Okay.
And I don't know how I'm going to incorporate this into our future content. It will be there somehow.
Okay.
But we're in a coffee shop, and I'm just kind of ranting about this guy now, but I feel like this is very cathartic. Okay. This is what I made the pod for, with you, so that we could get things out on the pod.
Just venting, yes.
And this guy, okay, so we're talking about religion, very looping back to the beginning of this podcast.
Yeah.
You don't bring up religion.
Very taboo.
But I was keeping it light and funny, talking about like Catholicism, talking about, and I think I did a really pithy joke about, well, my religion. I worship the bishops on the chess table.
Okay.
Because they're the only ones that can move diagonally.
Yeah.
A flawed joke, but I thought it was kind of cute, kind of kitschy.
Yeah.
But
I like it.
And his low opinion of me said, well, my religion, if you want to call it that. He's got all the hallmarks of he's about to say something very profound.
Yeah.
And he goes on to say, on Instagram. So, okay, we're starting the bar on Instagram. My religion, if you want to call it that, on Instagram.
On Instagram.
There's a picture.
I love how he said my religion.
If you want to call it that.
He's the only one that follows this religion.
Yeah. So he goes on to say, on Instagram, I just love how low it starts on the ladder and then it goes down deeper. On Instagram, there's a picture of a young, sweet, innocent girl wearing a t-shirt. And I'm like, all right, we're now in the depths of hell. We're in like the 7th layer of hell right now.
It just sounds so wrong.
And on her t-shirt is written, So I can't believe I have this recording. It's insane. It on her T-shirt it says, race, human, religion, love. So the bit's already falling on itself because he's gone, my religion is on Instagram a picture of a little girl in a T-shirt. The second thing on the T-shirt says religion is love. So the whole thing's just completely imploded. He goes on, politics, stupid. Oh. Freedom. That was it was politics, freedom.
Yeah.
And I think he was struggling for the fourth one. He was like, and the fourth one, oh, what was it? So he's forgotten his religion.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have my phone on me. It's in the car. So he's lost his religion in his car. There was a picture of a girl with a T-shirt with the thing that says religion, love.
My God.
Just the whole bit's imploding on itself. And he said, I don't even know how to follow that up. And I don't know. So, I don't know. I just feel like this guy, every single thing he said was for posturing.
Right.
He said, if I say this, and look, I think with a different person in there, like let's say if you had, who's that guy that plays in Taken? The Irish guy that's really, Liam Neeson. If Liam Neeson said, my religion, if you want to call it that, is taking care of business. I think there are so many ways that can work.
Yeah.
But you've got this guy, a dirtbag.
Yes.
Dirtbag Alan. He's just going off on he hasn't thought this through. You can tell he's pulling cards out of the deck.
Yeah.
He's not checking his hand. He's playing those Unos. He's
just sounding like an absolute ass.
Yeah, but we will get that recording somehow presented in some way. Even if maybe, I don't know, we do a show or something. This is like premium content level stuff.
Yeah. We could play that as bonus content.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about playing because I was recording a lot of stuff on the trip anyway. So that was the reason why anything was recorded.
Yes.
I had this big recorder that you hit record, it goes for 27 hours.
Right.
On 4 AA batteries. Very impressive. So a lot of the time it was just on anyway.
Yeah.
I need to go through all that footage. It's about 24 hours worth of footage.
Holy.
So
that's quite
there
a
are
task.
some nuggets in there that are quite unbelievable. And quite pithy from a unbelievability kind of way.
Yeah, right.
That's all I got. I feel good about talking about this.
How are you feeling?
I feel good.
Feel lighter?
I think everyone should get a podcast to talk about things that annoy them.
And yeah.
I hope to be more articulate and more, I don't know. I feel like I could really, with time, effort, and a little bit of grace, I could just explain why someone... Oh, and also this guy has a God complex as well. Just to top this all off, guys.
God, it can't get any worse, can it? Surely.
We were sitting in the car, and this is not this time. This is a previous time that we've been around them. Don't ask me why I keep finding myself in the presence of this person. I wish it weren't true, but here we are. Me and Alan. Plus others. It wasn't my idea, okay? But we're sitting in the car.
Yeah.
And he says to me, Lachie, do you ever think that all these people that you haven't met personally, like these pedestrians, these other drivers, these people, that they're just here for our benefit, just to fill in the world? And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So you're saying the people in Africa, in Thailand, all these people that make rice, who have families, who have homes, that fill up the one bag of rice that you're making, that's all there for your... And I told him point blank, I'm like, Alan, that is one hell of a God complex you have there. And he kind of got a little bit, I've said too much. Yes. I have overshared.
Yes.
And he did not share that kind of sentiment with me again. I should have known. I should have let the string out and hit the record button.
I'm so glad you said something. Because this stuff is
unhinged. I had to say it. Just as a matter of fact, that's a hell of a God complex. I've never even come across someone that has one of those before.
No.
I happened to be doing a little bit of reading up on Quora, I got to stop plugging things for free.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, it's like a website where, remember like Ask Yahoo?
No.
Have you seen that one? How it's like, it was like a website with no spell check, and like kids were asking questions like, how I grow tall.
No.
And people would respond like, well, if you were looking to increase the height of your stature.
Oh my God.
Because you get points for answering questions.
I've never heard of that.
And getting best rated and stuff like that. And you'd have a lot of kids on there going, am I pregnant? Am I kids? Pregnant's kind of hard to spell for kids.
Yeah.
And there's a great video on YouTube where it's a collection of all of the different spellings of pregnant.
Oh my God.
And someone pronouncing. So it's like, am I pregnant?
Pregnant.
Poor kid can't even spell the damn word. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, Kiwara is essentially the next evolution of that. There is spell check. Only good questions get to the top. And it gets a point system and stuff. It's a whole thing.
Right.
Like a lot of that's where a lot of, I think, the narcissism evolution happened, where people are like, oh, that's what narcissism is, because people are sharing these stories in depth, because it's always like a couple of paragraphs.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you start saying, oh, I really relate to that. I really relate to that. And then you go, oh, all these things have a common theme. This person's a narcissist. And then I think that fled into like TikTok, and people are like, this is what narcissism is. Because I feel like Kiwara is a lot of, I don't know if it's all AI generated now, but it wasn't so much back then.
Right.
So I think there were some real personal accounts of people talking about their relationship with their mothers and their fathers and family members who, you know, like just ridiculous stuff. Like you'd have a friend saying, oh, I really want to buy your house, but I can't afford it. So how about you sign the house over to me, you rent it from me, and when the rent equals the cost of the house, you'll be paid back. I think I have a few of those details wrong mathematically, but the point...
Right.
Give me the house, rent it from me, and then when you've given me all the rent for it, I'll give you the money back.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I kind of lost interest in that. I've got the house title anyway, bye. You know, it's just...
Yeah.
You wouldn't think... And some people ask... Well, no one asks me anything, but... Lachlan, don't you think that some of these things on the internet aren't real? No, it's all real. There are this many people in the world, and if there's enough Allens out there, all of these stories have happened. Maybe that person who's telling the truth or telling their story, it didn't happen to them. Maybe they're lying.
Yeah.
But statistically, everything has happened and everything will happen.
Yeah.
Because there's that many people, and if you're willing to roll a 6-sided dice 7 billion times, it's going to land on the corner once, huh?
Sure.
What about when the dice cracks in half because you rolled it so many times? There are other, you know...
Yeah.
Probability, people.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my God.
Bit ranty tonight. We've been ranting. I've been ranting. You've been just kind of copping it.
Yeah, no.
But I appreciate your
just letting
ears.
you, you know.
Let the reel out.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty good. Pretty good content.
We're good for time?
54.
Holy dooly.
It was important. Important app.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. Well, thanks for listening.
What is this, like our second last one?
Yeah,
No,
before the season
third
finale. I think the next one, you got to rant off at something.
Yeah.
We're going to get you angry in the next week.
Takes a lot to get me angry.
We'll just put you in.
But
just
when
put
I
you in some of that traffic again.
It, yeah,
Open-handed slap on the car. That'll get your motor running.
Oh, boy. All right, done.
Well, thanks, people, for hearing me out. Hopefully it wasn't a hard listen, and maybe even a little bit unbelievably funny as well.
Hopefully. I found it funny. You're funny guy.
Well, you know, with a shirt this loud, you got to have something to
And
say.
a mullet that looks like that.
Yeah. It's the blowback from the
Love
the
it.
facts I'm dropping.
Yeah, no.
Well,
Alright.
thank you for joining.
Thanks,
Play
guys.
that outro music. We'll do a little bit of bonus content.
Call it a day.
And yeah, call it a day.
Yeah.
And Mel will be sharing stuff. So you want more Mel? You got to sign up to the premium content.
Oh, yeah.
For this week. She will be talking for weeks.
Oh, yeah.
As per usual. All right.
Bye.
All right. Let's talk premium.
Let's go
Premium content only, Mel.